What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another smartphone couch video. Many men get played because they underestimate the intelligence of women. Many men get played because of that. Because, there's a general notion, especially in, most cultures, men are like smarter and everything, right? But women are very intelligent. Maybe not in the same way as a man, but they got some intelligence. And they be playing a lot of men. They be playing a lot of men. And this ain't just something I just say from anecdotal reasons. This is not, not just from experience, but this is a professional viewpoint. Professional viewpoint. See, let me get into professional Rom for a second. As I've said several times, I worked at the Department of Justice back in the 90s. And anybody who doubts that, dox me. Anyway, I was perfectly qualified to do so. Dox me. Anyway, right? I was working, one of the positions I had, one of the ones I can talk about was with the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division, Disability Rights section. Disability rights. And one of the things we learned, we were dealing, enforcing the Americans with Disabilities Act, but one of the things we would get there, we got a lot of continuing education on negotiations. And I can think of two negotiation training sessions where I just learned a lot. And ironically, neither one had to deal with women. Neither one had to deal with women, but just in life, period. Like we had a professional investigator who had worked on, I'll just say, some very high profile cases in U.S. history. And I remember he said the two greatest words for negotiation, the first one is, huh? And the second one was, what? It's actually a negotiation ploy to act stupid and act like you don't know what's going on. That's a professional negotiation ploy, right? And then the second training session learned a whole lot. It learned a whole lot. I remember it was me and this attorney, lady attorney, right? And we had a situation, we were doing some mock negotiations. We were all split into groups of two. But unfortunately, and I'm going to say unfortunately for us, we had to go against a woman who didn't have a partner. And she said, oh, it'd be okay. Now, let me explain. Now, she was one of the sweetest people when she wasn't doing her job. She was ruthless as fuck when she was doing her job. But this was an older, heavyweight white woman who had to use a wheelchair. This was the disability rights section. And she was one of the sweetest people. She just had a pleasant look. She was just real sweet, right? So, me and this attorney, we going against her in a mock negotiation. She played the fuck out of us just by being sweet and acting like, oh, I'm just so innocent and all of that. She played the fuck out of us. And like I said, as an attorney, because after that, I kind of checked on the cases she worked on. She was ruthless as fuck. Look. And then there's a third instance. Now, this was more personal. This was dealing with a woman. This was way back in the day. This was a woman who, she had a body, man. She's pretty, had a body, but she worked at this local grocery store. And she would just come off as kind of like that woman who wasn't that bright, just had a pretty face and killer body. But I would just gradually, and I was trying to get with her, but there was some complications that she had a man. And then another time, which I respected. I actually respected this because I didn't have my own place. She had a house, but she said she would never bring a man over her house because she had a daughter. As she said it, in the way she would speak, she said, I don't allow any men's over at my house. I was like, you know what? I respect that. She knew what was up. But at the first indication you would get from her is, oh, no, she ain't that bright. But she was cunning as fuck. She was cunning as fuck. She had game. Because I remember we talked about going out. But she said she had a boyfriend. And I said, well, I can't go out with you. I mean, I was still at a point where I didn't care, but in her particular case, I said, no, I don't want to do that. But then she said, I never forget what she said. She said, oh no, if we go out, you know, me and you, we just like brother and sister. And the way she said it, it was like that was going to be the requisite lie she told. I was like, damn, she cunning as fuck. And then there's just some other conversations and instances, and plus knowing some people. Had a real good friend of mine, this young lady I had actually gone out with back in high school who knew her, and, you know, we were cool then, and she was like, oh no, she's slick as shit. You know, I was just like, what? And that's when I really learned. Now, this was way back in the day. I'm going to tell you what, fellas. A lot of men get played because of that propaganda that women have done. They use that to their advantage. They will play a guy. They will stroke his ego. They will act nice and dumb and quiet. In fact, I got a cousin, and I don't mind sharing this. One of the most dangerous women alive, because we ain't spoken in years. If she see this, you know why we ain't spoke. But the thing was, I would tell people, if I said, I've actually told some people, I said, if she's sitting there and she's quiet, not saying anything, worry. Get real scared. Because she had that same game. I saw that from her growing up. She had that same game. She acted all innocent and all of that. And she would just milk guys. The way she would just, I was like, damn. I was like, what? Look, I'm going to tell you what. Like everybody, like I just did that video yesterday about defenses against being a mark. One of the ways a man is a mark, a woman will just stroke his ego, make him think he's smart, make him think he's running shit, but then they'll just do little things. They'll do little things to get what they want. It'd be like nice and subtle and everything. And the man ain't thinking about it because she'll, in fact, a woman will make a man think it was his idea to do something. It'd be like in some subtle way, think he came up with it and shit. It's like, look. Don't underestimate, never underestimate, well, a woman in general, well, in particular, but in general, no one. Because like I said, I learned from that negotiation training session. What I say the two greatest words were, huh? And what? I actually used that in both negotiation and investigations. Because I worked as an investigator too. Same place. And, you know, if I want to get some information out of somebody, I just act like I don't know shit. I'll be like, oh, what's that about? Like that. And see, psychologically, that messes, that taps into a person wanting to look like they the person. Like, oh, they're so smart. And they'll look at you like, oh, yeah, I know more. He don't know anything. And then they want to tell you to impress you, but you're really getting everything out of them. You getting everything out of them. Women be using that on men like crazy. I don't care what the woman is, what she do. You sit there. When they act all innocent, all that stuff. I remember I was dealing with this woman. You know, we were set up by a mutual friend. I went out and got her, and she was acting all innocent and stuff. And I just looked at her. I said, you ain't all that innocent. Yeah. Hours and several bite marks later, I was like, she proved she wasn't that innocent. But see, a lot of women will get a guy like that. Like one of the greatest ones, a woman to get a guy on. And like, cause like today in my main video today, I'm talking about 304s. It'd be that 304 who act like, oh, she innocent. Oh, she ain't been with that type of guy. Like that woman, and they'll play right to the man's ego. In fact, I'm gonna be real. There's some women, some female content creators. I ain't gonna call any name. I ain't gonna hate on your game, but I'm pointing this out. They're making a lot of money off some men just telling them what they want to hear. Oh, you're so great. You're so smart. I don't know what's up with these women. See, that's another thing, too. They'll play, you know, they'll do something. Like I said, they're stroking that ego, making a man think he's smarter. And it's going to be some instances. I mean, he's definitely going to be smarter in some, but never underestimate a woman's cunning nature. Especially the women players. They the main ones. Now, let me be clear. That's not every single woman who's going to just play you with it. But regardless whether she a goody girl, you know, I talked about plain Jane, or even made up, I don't care what's up. Never underestimate a woman's intelligence. Never underestimate another dude's intelligence. Because you get played. You get played. And look, I'm going to just share it. Well, no, I ain't going to share this. I'll keep some stuff to myself. But seriously, never underestimate. Even if it's like, if you're in a negotiation doing some business, never think the other party is stupid. Always, hey, shoot, give them more credit. In fact, because then if you like give them more credit and everything, assume you're dealing with somebody intelligent, then you're going to pay attention to everything more. Because when somebody's like underestimating their own intelligence and saying, oh yeah, you're smart, you're this, you're that, you get that ego gets out of control. Then you miss little things, and they get little subtle things. And especially with a woman playing a man, they know. Like, you got those so-called pick-me's out there. Some of them some players, y'all. Some of them be playing some men. There's been many a man who's had his bank account empty by a supposedly innocent woman who's playing dumb. Many a man. I've known of these occasions, you know? And I can honestly say I've never got played by a woman like just straight play, because, like I said, women would hit me with their shit. Some of them were my cousins. They would let me know. It's like, oh, no. Don't play that. She just playing that thing. Shoot, even in cases where you think you cold approaching a woman or something, and you think you're wrapped, you think in your mouthpiece, got all that. You say, yeah, man. And she gave you that poo, and you think, yeah, man, I talked her into it. And she's checking you out for months, man. She clocked you. She clocked you. I had women tell me they were clocking dudes. She knew you won't be there at that time. You know, she knew it. Shit, never underestimate them. You know, I've said this before. It was a paraphrase of Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu had that famous saying, know your enemy and know yourself. You need that for the results of 100 battles. What I would say is, know yourself and know women. You need that for the results of 100 seductions. You got to know women. And see, here's the thing. Don't get mad at them. For being having their own intelligence. I'm gonna say their own, because they're gonna think in a different way. There's nothing wrong with that. And they going to check you out. They're going to do stuff, and they're going to stroke that ego. Don't get mad at them. Just respect it. Seriously, respect it. Don't get mad. Respect it, but don't allow yourself to get played. See, if you're going in, you're going to respect. Okay, yeah, she acting all this and all that, but she's sharper than that. And I've looked women in the face. I said, look, don't play that with me. I don't got a problem with you. I know you got your shit you doing, okay? But we want something mutual, okay? And if you want money out of me, that ain't happening. Unless we, like, in a long-term relationship. I've told women that, you know? But, you know, if it was something like, you know, she wanted sex, I wanted sex, I say, look, we don't have to play around, okay? Because women will do that. That's their game. That's their seduction game. They know. Because what do I say a lot? I said, a man makes love to a woman's body, but a woman makes love to a man's mind. She'll stroke that ego. She'll do what's up. If she got to act like she's like ditzy or something, she'll do that. I've seen it too many times. Too many times. I've seen occasions where a dude be with a woman, he acting like, yeah, he the man, he all this, and I'll be like, I turned to a buddy, like, I remember one time I was at a flea market and shit, selling some stuff, right? And this guy, he was all macho and everything, had the woman, she being all quiet. She gave me a look for like half a second, and I said, she'll cheat on that motherfucker. And he won't be busted, because she'll just play right to whatever his ego is. Look, never underestimate them. This don't mean they're evil or anything, but you just gotta respect that they're thinking. I don't care what's up with them. And sometimes if you ahead of it, you can turn it on them. Like one thing pimps do, they'll turn the game on a woman because they know they play, you know? And women, they know. They say, shoot, like one of the greatest games women will play, they'll play that like helpless thing. They'll play, I know it. You know what? I've known a couple women. Still cool with one of them. I can text her right now. Like literally right now, me and her just good buddies and stuff. But she had worked at this golf course, one of those beer girls. Anybody familiar with them, they just bring the beer by, and you know, all they would do is just be friendly to the guys or something. Guys give them the heavy tips and everything. And shoot, I know another woman. I know so many. I know this other woman. She be getting money out of guys. And to be clear, I'm gonna say that she might even see this, baby. I'm not calling your name. We still good. But because I know some guys always come on here and say, "Oh yeah, those black women." No, this particular one I mentioned, the beer girl is white. The other one who used to, I mean, her game was so good. I actually tried back in the day, back when I was first getting started on here. I was trying to get her to do an interview, but her game with men, that shit was scary. She was Korean. Look, because that's something else too. In fact, women all over I'm gonna tell you what. Here's how it is, because somebody commented, said something, "Oh yeah, well that's just American women," on one of my. I was like, please, I've dealt with women from all over the world, man. You know, because when you're in the DC area, you literally get everybody. Their game is probably better. I mean, seriously, get what they want out of a man. Never underestimate them. Seriously, never underestimate a woman's intelligence. See, because that's how they get you. If you respect the shit. Understand she dealing with you. Okay. She has an objective. She has an agenda. In fact, women in general. I'm gonna tell you what. Here's a major issue out here. Most men, the overwhelming majority of men, respond to a woman's agenda. They don't set their own. They don't set their own and have the woman respond to their agenda. The overwhelming, seriously, women set the agenda, men follow it. Don't believe me? A woman's agenda is getting money. You got men who fight you. They fight you if you try to even suggest you can get that woman without spending money. A woman, like, that's one of their main agendas, get resources, money out of a guy without giving up the pussy. That was one of the earliest games I learned. And you get some guys, so many men respond to it, they will fight you if you suggest you can get a woman without spending money. That's how deep it is. I'm like, damn, that shit worked like a bug. Like, they will fight to spend money on a woman. I mean, and you know, it's like just normal. And I'm like, but that same woman will get with another guy for free. I mean, come on. You know, shoot. And I mean, that shit is to the point where you get to the point you just respect it. And sometimes you know you're getting worked. It's like, well, you know what? You're getting a meal out of this. You know? You get the bill. It's like, oh, she brought me some food. In fact, I remember I was working retail a few years ago. And I had a manager. She knew one. I was one of those people. I'm hard to ball. I'm one of those people. If you want me to do something, tell me to do it. Don't micromanage me or something, right? And she knew how I was, so a manager. So when she needed me to do something, she always made sure she got a snack or some food from me. And you know you're getting work, but you're eating the chips in the meantime. Oh man, you know it. You know it, but you respect it. It's like, oh, she wants something. Seriously, don't underestimate. Seriously, don't underestimate a woman's intelligence. To say you respect that shit. Respect that shit. That way you don't get played. Know it's coming. Even the most quiet women. Yeah, like I said, you got some content creators getting paid off of that. I ain't calling any names. But I'm like, damn, they got some good ass game. They got some good game. Respect that. Alright? When you respect it, you don't get played. Because the way men get played, they don't know a woman. They think, oh, a woman wouldn't do that. Like I said, the overwhelming majority of men are following a woman's agenda, not their own. Like I said, like that money thing is a big one. You got men, seriously, I wouldn't be surprised on the comments of this video. They'll say, well, you got to spend money. I say, damn, that woman got his ass. And seriously, they'll sit back. In fact, women have told, because they knew they couldn't run it on me, they say, we don't necessarily, if we like you, we don't need your money, but if you're going to spend it, we're going to take it. Oh, man, don't underestimate it. It's just going to come in a different way. Seriously. Seriously, understand that. It's just they just gonna hit you on a different level because they gonna mix. They got their tricks. They got their tricks and stuff. Just respect it. Then you recognize it. Then you figure out what your agenda is. All right, and even what she doing, you can still deal with it if it's part of your agenda. If you're a step ahead of her, and that's a big thing. I talk about the Mr. Goodbars, and in general, select men. One part about it, I don't talk about as much. They just stay ahead of a woman's agenda. They stay ahead of it. So never underestimate a woman. Never underestimate a woman, because they'll figure it out. They'll point to you. In fact. Oh, man. Should I share that story? Yeah. I'll just say it was a certain federal agency, right? And they wanted to get more blacks to work for them. So, and for reasons I can't get into, they reached out to me, right? And, you know, so I went in for, you know, to talk with this woman who was doing the recruiting. Right? Came in to talk with her, and she ran some serious game on me, cause she peeped. I like gave a look at her thighs. She had some big, thick, nice thighs. A short little dress on, and I was still like, but then she actually purposely crossed her legs in such a way that I was like, wow. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go for it. But then I saw her at another place. It was another thing. It was kind of like a job thing, and she was like, I was like, damn, I got played. I learned that game when I was young too. This was in my 20s still. I was like, oh, okay, she played me. Okay, she knew it. Because like I said, this is a woman who had been an undercover agent, so she knew how they shit. Because they got their thing. They know how to play a dude. I was like, okay, you got me. I respect. I ain't get mad. I say, okay, you got me. Because she has some big thighs. Like I said, she's sitting there trying to convince me to even look into this. And when she saw, I was like, she just said, kind of quietly cross her thighs, make sure I had a good view of them. I was like, damn, she ran that game. And you see, I laughed about it there. Because I said, oh, okay. Because one thing, man, you don't get mad at them. That's their shit. Women been running game on a man since... the beginning of time. That's how they begin their stuff. Shoot. In fact, a book I have. Oh, shoot. Can I reach it real quick? Okay, as soon as I get off this video, I'm gonna find it. I got a lot of books over there, y'all. But anyway, right, it was... Oh, wait, hold on a second. In this book right here, Behold a Pale Horse. Yeah. Oh, shoot, I got everything over here, yo. I got everything on here. But anyway, it was talking about the protocols of Zion and stuff. And, you know, some people say, oh, yeah, that's it. Some people are like, oh, that's some... Whatever the case. It was a funny statement made when they were talking about it. It was like, yeah, don't underestimate women. Shoot. And the power of a woman has over a pussy-whipped man. It's how they got the vote. Seriously, don't, because a woman, when she wants something, oh, she got an array of weapons. That's why even pimps will tell you, pimps and true players will tell you, women got game. Women got game, and all the pimps and true players do is turn it on. So my point is, don't underestimate a woman, man. Never underestimate their intelligence. Respect the shit. Don't get mad. They ruthless in getting what they want. They ruthless. That's just their nature, self-centered nature. Ain't nothing wrong with that, cause you know, cause if they down for you, they'll ruthlessly get your back too. They'll take care of it. They down for you, so they'll got your back. Shit, it's like this meme I saw one time and stuff. This dude was holding up this couple, and you saw the couple from the back. The guy had his hands up. The woman had one hand up, but she had her other hand reaching to that guy's gun in the back of his pants. So what you got to do is just respect their intelligence, but be the type of man that they're going to use their intelligence in service of. All right. So anyway, y'all, that's how you see, start there. You don't want to get played. Respect who you're dealing with. All right. Respect them. Respect their intelligence. You don't even have to personally like the woman. Just respect. Okay, she got something going on up there. All right. Because like I said, too many men get played because they think, oh, she innocent. Oh, she ain't that smart. Oh, she don't have no game. Place. Anyway, that's all I got for now, y'all. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.